Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to another video. So today we're going to work on the Buds and Bloom bezel, and this bezel goes with the other Buds and Bloom pieces. And for those of you who haven't seen them, I pulled them out. So here's the necklace, here's the bracelet, here's the necklace again here. I've got the ring here, and here's another ring that's a little bit wider. So I will put links up in the corner to the companion pieces and in the description box below the video, so don't forget to click that show more or the down arrow. The box will open and it will give you all the amounts, the colors, everything for all these pieces and materials, you know, where I purchased the materials, bead websites I like, so lots of info down there, so don't forget to look down there. All right, so I'm going to pull the other pieces out right now. And I want to show you the bezel. So here I did it, I was just playing with this. I did it with Rondelles, but this is the one we're going to work on. So I have this one attached to one of the bracelets, and I thought it would make a gorgeous choker, so I took two bracelets and put them together just like this, just to see how it would look. Love it. And it was, people liked it on Facebook. So this is what we're going to make the bezel today, and I'm just going to, you know, you can just go to the bracelet video and just make the bracelet, you know, necklace length, you know, choker or a little bit longer, and there you have the necklace for it. And it just, you know, I just love it. I think it's going to be really pretty. So, and another thing, when I was looking at everything, all the pieces together, if you are, you know, if you want a statement bracelet, there you go. You can just, you know, you can just leave it on the bracelet and you got a nice statement bracelet, as long as you're not doing too many things. Don't wash dishes with it. All right, so here it is. Here are the earrings. So I'm going to clear the decks and I'm going to get a materials list going. And just one other thing, I've been getting some requests, some questions about how to subscribe to the channel. And I know, you know, you have so many wonderful subscribers, and thank you so much. I so appreciate it. But for those of you who have been trouble trying to subscribe, there's a little button down there somewhere under the video that says subscribe. It's usually in red, in a red rectangle. It doesn't show on my channel when I look at the channel because, you know, it's my channel, so the subscribe button isn't there, but it should be there, under there. You click on that and it subscribes you. There's also, and it's free, and it's just, you just get notified, you know, when I post a video. And you could click that little bell. There should be a bell down there too. And that will, you know, you'll get notified, you know, when I post. So just in case you want to know, for those of you who don't, take a look down there and hit that subscribe button. You can hit the like button too. I appreciate it. So I'm going to clear the decks and we'll get a materials list going and we'll get started. Okay, let's get our materials list going. So you'll need some Rivolis, and you'll need either 1, 2, or 3 depending on what you're doing. So if you're doing, of course, the pendant, you need 1. If you want the earrings, you'll do 2. And if you're making the set, you'll need 3. I didn't have all one color, so I just put 3 out. So there's a 14mm Rivoli. You need some 3mm pearls, an 11/0 seed bead, a 15/0 seed bead. You need some 3x2mm Rondelles. That's for the outside here. Or you'll need a combination of the Rondelles and Bicones. So on this one I used some 4mm Bicones, so I just thought I'd pop that in. I'm going to make this today, but you can just change up the outside if you like. All right, you'll need, if you're making the earrings, you'll need 2 6mm pearls. If you're making the necklace, you'll need a couple of 4mm pearls. Those just for the connections here. And the 6mm are for this part of the earring right here. Let's see, you'll need a little stop bead. Need a size, oh, before we get to that, you'll need a couple ear wires if you're making the earrings. You need a size 11 and 12 beading needle. You might need that 12 to go through some of the tight spots. We are using 15/0s here. And you'll need some 8-pound Fireline. I'm using black satin. The material, so these materials I picked because I thought it would be easy to see them on a video. In the description box below the video, I will put the materials for this green one, because I've used some 3.4mm Miyuki drops around the edges, so I thought it would be too confusing to have too much stuff going on here. So all the materials will be in the description box for this one, and of course for this one. All right, so gather up your materials and we'll get started making this bezel. All right, see you in a few. Okay, let's start. So thread your needle with about 5.5 feet of thread and put a stop bead on 2 feet from the bottom, so you want a 2-foot tail. You know, we're going to do one side with this thread and the other side with this thread. So I'm going to pull in really tight now. So put on your needle an 11/0, a 3mm pearl, 11/0, and a 3mm pearl. Drop those down. I'm going to make this into a circle. So just sew up through all the beads. Just go around until you pass the stop bead. So I'm just going through all the beads. If you're completely new to this, I'm going to pop up a link to the bracelet video because it's done with very big beads and it might be easier for you to follow. So I'm going to come back down through this one. Okay, this is what I have. I'm going to pick up an 11/0, a 3mm pearl, and an 11/0. Coming out of here, come through this one. Go through the 11/0 on the top, the 3mm right there. That's what you have. So you're coming out of the 3mm. We're just going to make a unit out of this, and I'm going to do it open so you can see the thread path for those of you who aren't that familiar with this. So pick up an 11/0, coming out of here, come through this one. Let me move this out of the way. Like that. I'm going to leave it open so you can see it. See that? Pick up another 11/0. You're going to come through. See if I can hold this a little better. There you go. Come through this one. Okay, so there's the thread path. Now all I'm going to do is pull, and this is just going to pull everything into a unit. So here I'm just going to pull this thread, and I know it looks like a big jumble, but it will it's perfect. All right, so you're coming out of this pearl. We're just going to go around these beads. So through this one, the pearl, the 11/0, and back through this pearl. So here, come through that one. Come through the pearl. Through the 11/0, back through this pearl, just like that. It's just securing that top unit. Now all I'm going to do is just turn, see I'm coming out of this pearl, I'm just going to turn my piece from that way, just so that these 3 beads are facing me, the 3 11/0s. I'm just going to sew right through all of them, through this, this, and this one. So let me get back there. So come through this one, this one, just tightening up these ends, sewing them together. One more, just to make sure there's a thread between each bead. See? Now I just want to get to the other side. I want to get to this side to sew these together. So I'm coming out of this 11/0 right here. I'm just going to use my beads to get to the other side. So here's the 11/0. I'm just going to come through this pearl. Like that. I'm going to move my piece around, and then I'm just going to come through these 3 beads. Just make sure I have a thread between each bead. It's like a little road. See, I have 3 rows, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's all there is to it. This is what you should have. just like that. So I'm going to let you get to this point. If you have to rewind or look at the bracelet video, get to this point and then meet me back here and we'll add some more units on. All right, see you in a few. Okay, we're back. So let's add some more units on. So pick up a 3mm pearl. An 11/0 and a 3mm. Come out of here, this 11/0, just come on around the other side, like that. Rotate your piece towards you, advance through the next 11/0. Pick up a pearl and an 11/0, come out of here, into this one, and up through this one. Rotate through this one. So through the top pearl. Pick up an 11/0. Come out of here. Come through this one. Do that again. Through this one. It's like that. Up the 11/0. That. Rotate. Through this one. I have that unit on, but we want to sew those three beads together. So here it's facing me like this. I'm just turning it around. I'm going to sew through these 3 beads. 2, 3, and then one more. Go through this one to complete all the, whoops, move that back. Okay. Do that one more time. We'll pick up an 11/0, excuse me, a pearl, an 11/0, and a pearl. That was the wire to my camera. Coming out of here, just come around the other side. Rotate, advance through the 11/0. Pick up a pearl and an 11/0. Come through this one, this pearl. Like that. Through this 11/0. Rotate, advance through this bead, come through the top pearl, pick up an 11/0, come through the pearl, like that, up through the 11/0, through the top bead, so through that top pearl, I'm going to pull. Here we are. Just turn it around. Sew these beads together. That's all there is to it. So you have like 2 triangles, a flat side, and then we have a bumped up side, just like that. So you're going to continue in this manner, just keep going around and around, making units until you have 11 units on. And then meet me back here and we'll put on the last unit together when we make it into a circle. All right, seen a few. Okay, we're back, and I switched out my piece for some bigger beads. So I'm using 4mm and 8/0 just to show you the connecting the ends, because I just couldn't get in close enough without blurring with the 11/0. But I'm going to switch back after. So this is just easier. I think you'll see this much easier. Okay, so you don't want to twist this when you sew it together. So here's a flat end. I want to make sure the flat end goes to the flat end. So here, do you see how this is flat? The flat end. I'm going to bring it around, and this is how it's going to come together. So these three on this side and on this side are going to match up. Just make sure it's not twisted. See that? And when I put those together, this bead is going to be attached to this bead right here. So here, I'll put it down. See that? So maybe I'll just do it on the mat. So pick up a pearl. You're coming out of this one. Come through this one. Do you see how everybody's flat and not twisted? So that way you can see which bead's attached to which. See that? Come through. Like that. Pick up another pearl. Come back through the bead you were coming out of. The first bead, that 11/0. Just like that. Okay? You have the first face on now. Now you're good. As long as you get that without twisting it, you're perfect. Okay? So just like that. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You have one side on. Now I'm going to hold it like this, and I'm going to advance my needle. So I'm coming out of this bead under here. I'm going to advance my needle through that, the 11/0. You'll see this as you're doing it. It looks really complicated, but you'll get it. So you're coming out of here, pick up a pearl, come out of this one, come through this one. Now you have that side on. Come through this one, come through this one, like that. And don't worry if it twists a little bit. You can still, don't you worry if like the beads fall in a little bit like that. You're just gonna push them back out. Okay, so here we go. All right, so now you have that face on. So all you have to do at this point is sew these interior beads together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm coming out of this 11/0 here. I'm just going to advance through this one. And I'm going to sew these 4 beads together. So here, I'm coming out of here. I'm going to sew through this one. This one. This one. And this one. I've kept it very loose so you can see what I'm doing. So now all my sides are sewn on, so check it and make sure you have a nice thread through everything. You can come up through another bead like that. And all you have to do is make sure that when we do our next step that the flat part is on the inside. See, it's like this. If it flips in like that, don't worry about it. Just we'll hold it like this, and we'll make sure the flat part is in the right place, is right on the inside. Okay, now I know that was a little difficult, but just rewind and really look at it, and you'll see. Once you just make sure it's not twisted, and sew those beads together. All right, so play with that a little bit, and then meet me back here, and the rest is so easy. All right, see you in a few. Okay, we're back, and I hope that worked out. I know it's kind of frustrating, but you'll get it. You just need to really look and see it and make sure nothing is twisted. So I'm back with my 3mm pearls and my 11/0s, and what I want you to do is I want you to make sure that the flat part is on the inside. Do you see that? And that pearl is on the outside there. So there's the triangle look. You want to make sure it's flat. This is your opportunity to move it around to make sure that it's all flat on the inside. I want you to move your thread until you're coming out of one of these top pearls here. So I'm just coming out of You may not be coming out of the same place I am. I'm coming out of an 11-0 down here, so I'm just going to move my thread. I'm going to come through this 11-0. So you're just moving your sewing through the beads until you come out of a top pearl. See that? So now I'm all set. And there, that's my tail thread behind me. I'm all set to put on my first embellishment, and that's going to be these top beads right here. These guys. All right. So pick up your rondelle coming out of a pearl. Just hop over to the next pearl. Just make sure that it's flat on the inside. Come through, pick up a rondelle, come through another one, pick up a rondelle, another one, pick up another one. So you're just going to go all the way around with the rondelles, all the way around the top, and this is going to start to tighten everybody up and give it its proper shape. See, just like that. All right, so go all the way around to the end and then meet me back here and we'll do the next round. All right, see you in a few. Okay, we're back, and I put on my last rondelle, and I came through the pearl. So here, I put this one on, I came through here. I'm just going to come down this 11-0. I want to get to these inside beads here. Okay, so I've come down this 11-0. I'm going to come through this pearl. And then I'm going to pick up an 11-0. I'm going to put an 11-0 in between each pearl on the inside. So just do that all the way around. And they look like they might not fit, but they will. They'll be perfect. So do that all the way around, and then take off your stop bead, thread your tail, and do the same thing on this side. So wherever you're coming out, just sew your way through till you're coming out of one of the interior pearls here, and then put your 11-0s on all the way around this side. And then meet me back here, and we'll get the stone in. All right, see you in a few. Okay, we're back, and I'm coming out. So I've put my 11-0s on both sides. Now I'm still working with the tail thread. I did the tail thread after the working thread. So working with the tail thread, I'm coming out of a pearl. I'm going to pick up 3 15-0s. Coming out of the pearl, I'm just going to come around. I'm going to come around to the other side of the pearl, through the 11-0 and out the next pearl. Like that. That's going to put 3 little beads on. I'm just going to push them forward. Now I'm going to advance through the next 11-0 and the next pearl. I'm going to pick up 3 15-0s. Coming out of here, it's going to come around the other side through that next 11-0 and the next pearl. I hope I said 15-0s. They're all 15-0s. Okay. Just push that forward, advance through the next 11-0 and pearl. Pick up 3, come around the other side of the pearl you're coming out of, come through the 11-0 and the next pearl. Get the idea? So we're surrounding every other pearl with 3 15-0 seed beads. So then just continue all the way to about close to the end, and then meet me back here and I'll show you what to do next. All right, see you in a few. Okay, so we're coming down to the end. So pick up, here are my last 3 15-0s. Just going to come around, advance through the next 11-0 and pearl. I'm just going to push those forward. Then I'm going to advance again through the 11-0 and the next pearl. Just like that. Now I want to come up through the 15-0s. I want to come out of this middle 15-0 right there. So skip the 11-0 here. We're just going to come back up because this is our thread path. Come through the 15-0, that one, and then the second 15-0. Just like that. See that? Pick up 3 15-0s. Coming out of that center 15-0, just hop over to the next one. Like that. Pick up 3 15-0s. Coming out of that center bead, just come through the next one. Just want to do that all the way around, and then meet me back here, and we're going to reinforce it a couple of times, but just come around and then we'll connect. All right, see you in a few. All right, we're coming down to the last one. So here I picked up my 3 15-0s, and I'm just going to come through that very first 15-0, that you know, the one in the center there that I started with, and that's going to put all my beads on it. Now they look all wonky and funny, so what you're going to do now is you're just going to sew through everybody to connect them. So the 3 you put on plus that connecting bead in the middle there. So just keep coming around. You probably have to do this at least a couple of times to pull it in, and so all the beads look nice and straight. So I'll come around a little bit more. Let me pull out a teeny bit. There we go. So I've done it once. I'm going to come around again until it tightens up and it looks pretty. And that could be, you know, you could be going around 3 times. As long as you have room to go in there, you know, in through the beads, and there's plenty of room in there. See how it starts to straighten out? You know, we're dying to get that Rivoli in there, aren't we? It's coming. Keep going. I think 3 times is going to be a charm for me, but you do it as many times as you need to get it nice and sewn in. Okay, so that looks good. So at this point you can put your stone in. It's not going to stay until we get to the other side, but you can put it in just to see how it looks. So here we go. That's how it looks. All right. So now, at this point you can just leave that thread and come around to the other side. Just hold the stone in there like that. And we're coming out of a pearl here. I want to be coming out of an 11-0. So I'm just going to move my thread over like that. So that's going to be, so I'm going to kind of divide my bezel like this and like this. So I'm coming out of here. I'm going to pick up 8 of my 15-0s. Coming out of here, I'm going to skip 2 11-0s and come through the third one. It's going to just put me, you know, it's going to center everything. Just like that. Pick up 8. Your 15-0s. Coming out of here, I'm going to skip 2, come through this one. Don't worry if the Rivoli doesn't stay in, we'll get it all in. Pick up 8 15-0s. Five, 6, 7, 8. Coming out of here, skip 2. Do this one. Pick up another 8. Come back through the original one. And now you're going to reinforce these. And these, I think you only have to just go through probably once. So you're going through all 8 plus the 11-0. If you can't get through all of them at once, just do them a few at a time. Okay, just like that. And you can just kind of take your thumb and give it a little push over. Alright, so here we go. Now I have my bezel done. If you can go around again if you like, but this is how it looks. So there's the back, here's the front. At this point, just sew around some of your beads with your longer thread. Whatever thread is longer, it's probably going to be the tail thread. Keep that one on if you can, and sew the other one in. Make a few half-hitch knots around these beads. You can do that, and then meet me back here. And if you have at least about 10 inches left, we'll put on the this top unit, or we can just add another thread and put that on. All right, but there you go. That's the basic bezel. So get all that done, meet me back here, and we'll continue on with this. All right, see you in a few. Okay, we're back. So let's get the earring done. So we want to do this part of the earring here at the top. All right, so make sure you're coming out of one of your rondelles right here. Just situated so that you have this sort of diamond shape here. All right, so you're going to pick up an 11-0, a pearl, and an 11-0. Coming out of here, just come around the other side. Place those 3 beads right there. Let's make sure the pearl pops up at the top. We're going to reinforce it so it will, but here we go. Give it a pull. Come on, little pearl. There we go. Like that. Come through the 11-0 and the pearl. Then you're going to, well, actually, let's come through one more time, just to get this on tight. So we're coming through the 11-0 and the rondelle. If you can't get them both, just do them one at a time. Rondelle. Through the 11-0 and the pearl. Alright, so now that's nice and secure. Pick up 3 11-0s, a pearl, 3 11-0s, a pearl, 3 11-0s, a pearl, and 3 11-0s. Coming out of this side of the pearl, come around this side. That's what it looks like. Now you're going to sew up the 3 11-0s. Skip the pearl. Sew through the next 3 11-0s. And when you do that, you want to pull it so that that pearl pops out. See that? Skip the pearl. Sew through the next 3 11-0s. And you want to make sure that pops out too, so give it a pull. If it doesn't, you can sort of encourage it a little bit by pushing it up. See how that sort of straightens all the beads. Skip the next pearl. Come through the next 3 11-ohs. Make sure that pops out. At this point, you could just come through the pearl. And you want to come up those 3 11-ohs. So if it just comes, you know, my needle is going through the pearl in one of the 11-ohs, so I'm just going to let it do that. Make sure these pop in. I'm going to come up the next 2 11-ohs, not the pearl, like that. Then I'm just going to pop everyone into place. I'm going to push them with my fingers and make sure they're kind of sitting on top of one another, just like that. I'm going to pick up my 6mm pearl. Coming out of this 11-oh right here. Coming to the other side, I'm going to go up these 3 11-ohs. Just to place my pearl. See how that places the pearl in the center? My camera's yelling at me a little bit. Okay. So now your pearl is on. Now I'm going to pick up, let me make sure I'm doing this right, an 11-oh. My ear wire, make sure you're going through so it's sitting in the front. Let's see, did that make it? No, I think I messed that up. Here, hold on. So here I have one 11-oh on. Come through, here, that's easier. The wire, pick up another 11-oh, and then come down these 3 11-ohs on that side. That should place that sort of on the back. See that? That's perfect. Now you just want to go through all the beads. At this point you can come through the pearl. Oops. Through the 11-ohs. Through the pearl. And the 11-ohs. The next pearl. The 11-ohs. Come through the bead you put on the back, the ear wire, the next bead you put on the back, and then just reinforce by going. Now you might need your size 12 beading needle here. At the moment I'm still using my 11. There. And then you just want to go around and reinforce until that's nice and tight. And like I said, if you need your size, looks kind of cute, size 12 beading needle, you can use it at that point. And then tie a few half hitch knots, and now your earring is done. All right, so get that done. Meet me back here, and I'll just show you how to attach to the choker. Very easy, just a couple of beads. All right, see you in a minute. Okay, we're back, so let's attach the bezel to the choker. So let's pretend that's the choker. So you want to either, if you have a thread that you can use, just come around and make sure you're coming out of one of the outside edge beads that corresponds with how, you know, your bezel is put on here, how you've sewn these beads here. So I've just threaded a needle with about a foot of thread, and I put on a stop bead and left a tail to sew in. Just going to come through that outside bead. I'm going to pick up a 4mm pearl, and I'm going to attach to this center pearl here. So here's the flat part back here, here's the bump out part. Just find the center. I'm not even going to bother with this because it's the bracelet. And I'm just going to come through the pearl. Like that. Going to pick up the other pearl. I'm going to come back through the bicone. Just like that. Very simple connection, but very lovely. Okay, so there you go. I'm just going to put this aside. So then, of course, you're going to come around and reinforce and then tie your threads in and tie a few half-hitch knots. Now you could tie your threads in on the bezel or here, wherever you can fit your needle through. Okay, so there's the choker. Let me just pull the rest of the stuff out. Here's the earring we made. Here's the other earring, and here's the bezel I was experimenting with the Rondelles. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have fun making these pieces. I hope you make them and post them on Facebook. And hit that subscribe button. My face over there, if it's up here, there should be a picture of my face. That will take you to the subscribe, to the button to subscribe. Check out the other videos that I post here in the back, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.